Well, spawning in the lower left-hand corner of the map, currently down. He's back up against the wall, down 2 in this best of 5 series. This is potentially his last game for the Go for StarCraft Cup 249. It's the blue Terran Bunny.
And his opponent on Entombed Valley, wearing the orange colors, it is AiReaL.
Real. And fun fact, Dalman said in chat that this weird translation of his name is reality, and if you think about it, reality. So Real is not that wrong. Doom may have had it right all along. And you know what, Doom? I will share with you what was on that document done with the cast today, as it's actually a poem that we're going to be working on together as Base Trade TV.
Yes,
you're gonna like it. You missed
read
it. Yeah, we had a public reading earlier. You'll have another public reading later tonight, and anyone watching this VOD, check back on our YouTube later because we will have a nice version of it up at some point.
Yeah, and we're going to put the link out there on Facebook too, so if you haven't followed us on facebook.com/mapcontrolco, make sure you do so you don't miss our holiday spirit.
The holiday special! Ho ho ho!
Oh god, no.
Well, Bunny, taking that much more regularized gas, not going for a big opener, already checking for proxies. Now this is...
Or proxying himself.
You know, putting a barracks up in a fun position. Now, this is most likely going to be cross spawns. These players usually know that, but he could be going to check the vertical spawns because, I mean, you can deal with cross spawns a lot easier than you can vertical or horizontal.
It actually does look like they're both doing that, so not a big deal as it turns out, but ESL maps are always going to be cross.
Or with this early Nexus, 2 racks is the answer. 2 racks pressure is going to do so much damage to Real
if
if Bunny
he's
sticks
got a
with
reactor
it.
coming out. He's going to go with the early marine pressure just like you're saying, I think.
I mean, what if he pulls SCVs, goes for bunkers? It doesn't matter because the micro from Bunny we've seen is good enough that he will be able to do whatever damage he wants to Real.
Oh, and Real pulls away. He sees 1 marine and decides it's not worth it. And I would like to differ.
If he sees that reactor, he's going to be in some trouble. Did he see the barracks? He did not.
No, he didn't see it.
That 1 marine just did the best scouting cock blockery I've ever seen in my life.
Cybercore is down, and Vegabunny has scouted out that the expansion is coming up with this SEV, and I kind of like this phrase. I say it a lot, it seems, but he's got to be licking his lips, chomping at the bits right now to get those Marines rallied
it's not
across
just
the map.
Marines, or it's a Marauder as well. This is the weirdest 2 racks I've ever seen, but you know what? It's going to work because concussive shells are so freaking good.
I don't know. The only reason why it might not work is because it's so far across the map. So there's a Zealot moving out. He may be able to scout it in time to bring out a sentry.
There'll be a Zealot, there'll be a Stalker at best, and Marines can kite those 2 pretty easily.
Yeah, he scouted out the fact that the Marines are coming, but he does have no idea that the Marauders are following.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty typical to have a couple Marines push out of the map. Whether it's 3, whether it's 5, that is what Terrans do. Real will be expecting that. What he won't be expecting is the surprise Marauders that are about to follow suit. And of course, with concussive shells, both of these units in the middle of the map are dead.
Yeah, and concussive shell is revealed now, and Stalker maybe? No,
it gets caught. It will go down, and Real, he's got to turn the gears, man. He's got 2 gateways on the way.
He's already pulling those probes.
He's trying to get a sentry out. He is chrono boosting it, but at the very least, this Nexus will be forfeit. I'd like to see Bunny just push past it, ignore it, get up there and do what damage he can.
Oh, he did for just a moment. He's waiting on those SCVs to come behind. He's going to lay down some bunkers, I hope. There they go.
Laying down the law with those bunkers, Ord.
Gotta kill this pylon and 1 other pylon, and that's it. That's good game. There's 1 sentry and 1 stalker, but he's... Oh, the
probe pulls...
probes get a great surround, actually. What?
The probes are actually doing an amazing job with that force field. The Marines are also picking up quite a few of them, though, but this is the weirdest way I've ever seen this shut down. He's not even losing that many probes. 10 workers killed at this point. The bunkers are both stopped as well, nearing completion. And Bunny has got to be like, why didn't that work? Now, he's got Stim nearing completion. He doesn't really want to sacrifice these units. But, I mean, Stim plus picking up that many probes This Nexus isn't even producing workers. Bunny is not down and out by any means.
Yeah, and
Coming back
Bunny
again for
is
another
expanding.
bunker.
Bunny's expanding behind this, and this lower ramp is really big, so I wouldn't be surprised if Bunny waits until Stim is done and gathers up his army again and goes and kills this expansion. He may not be able to get up into the main of Real, but I feel like he can still deny any kind of mining. Not that there's anything to deny at the moment.
Well, Stim's about to kick in any second Ord, and we're going to see him start trying to push up. Now, unfortunately, there's a wall of Zealots, and that's not fun to deal with. And the SUV is going to go out first, kind of bait, if you will.
Oh, and he's completely dead. The Stim goes down, though, and he is going to be able to kite the majority of the Zealots. Great choice by Real to pop that Guardian Shield, though, as it really makes those Marines a lot less effective. Vegabunny micros in a big circle, does manage to kill the Stalkers and the Sentry, but there's enough Zealots left that he can't push up.
And both players have lost quite a few resources at this point, but Bunny has such a huge worker lead Ord. Not to mention with this orbital on the way, it's gonna, his economy's gonna be humming.
Interestingly, Real has, well, he's got 200 Chrono Boost saved up. I'm not sure what his intent is there.
The Nexus was like just completely neglected. He was so focused on dealing with the pressure. I mean, this is such a huge overreaction from Real, but it was appropriate because it held, so I shouldn't really call it an overreaction.
But he's still got nothing in the production tab right now. One probe finally, but that was a good minute after the attack ended before he did anything.
I think he was just kind of ready and waiting. Now, Bunny, he's got that command center. He's got all of his tech already pretty much researched. When do you ever see Stim, Combat Shields, and Concussor Shell done this early in the game, Ward?
only when they're doing like the one base push. Really, like this is.
Oh, I like this.
Very,
Medivacs
very
with Medivacs coming out, Ord, whether he drops, whether he just straight pushes, it doesn't matter. Bunny is going to be doing so much damage with this next hit. Now the problem is, this is the kind of that trap he fell in before. The longer he gives Real to recover, the further behind he's going to fall.
But I think he's laying down his third command center right now. There it goes. And that may be all that he needs to do. In fact, he could double expand right now and really be quite comfortable behind it, as long as he lays down some engineering base and keeps ahead in every way possible.
Once that factory is floating over and he doesn't have to worry about walking up into a slaughterhouse of Zealots, Bunny's going to be able to snipe most of these units from afar.
He is.
RoboBay just starting for Real, but I mean, it's as slow as this command center, or sorry, the factory is. There are Medivacs following up. And I don't think we're going to even see a drop. He's just going to annihilate the forces here at the front.
Oh, no, one thing, though, Vegabunny is kind of floating a lot of minerals. There we go. Finally laying down more racks. He does have the double engineering base finishing.
Every single military unit is at the front of the ramp. And we're going to have such a big drop. I know he organized. This is like my OCD loving Real right now. I mean, it's one for one. Magically arranged, and he's going to get pulled out, and now the force at the front will run into the natural.
There's one Marine.
All the probes have been pulled.
And Bunny should probably pull away right now. Oh, missing actually a little bit. It's going to have to sacrifice a few units.
But look at the natural.
The Nexus is being focused down, but so far no actual damage taken, just shield.
And that's the thing, he has to go back to the main. The drop continues, he's forced to come back.
Nicely done here by Vegabunny, splitting up Real, who doesn't even have anything to warp in at the moment. 1,000 minerals in the bank for Bunny, which is a little bit disappointing, but he's got more troops on the way right across the map.
This is 3 base to 1 base now, Ord. And not to mention 3 orbital bases to 1 base. Look at all the barrack follow-up. We've got tech labs, we've got reactors galore. We've got barracks and tech labs aplenty.
Real did sneak a probe into the third base area. Oh, never mind. It's dead.
No, it was revealed pretty early. But there's a pylon across the map, and that's the sort of thing you want to be able to have. Now we have an Immortal chronoing out, and this is a huge force from Real, but I mean, this is Real's only response. He will not win this game off of 1 base, and I believe he knows it. However, bunkers, medevacs, so many barracks, Bunny is not even in a little bit of trouble.
Bunny's actually a little bit disrespectful there. Didn't even allow the factory to continue to run away. He was like, hold position. You take those fights. You take that damage. And he's going to take out the rocks in
Oh,
between his second and his third
Ghost
base.
Academy is on the way. 1-1 weapons. I mean, Bunny is gonna win this game. This will not be his last game of the day.
Whoa. With the jinxing.
No, man. You can't jinx this. It's not possible. There's no storms. There's no Archons. There are going to be ghosts.
Well, I really do think, though, that Vegabunny is kind of missing the opportunity to just close out the game right this moment. The longer he waits, the better AiReal's chances are, and he's actually pushing forward right now. I don't think to actually attack, but to make Bunny think that he's going to attack and to keep Bunny on the defensive. Because as long as Real has a decent enough army to scare Bunny away, that's all he needs. He doesn't need to finish the game, although he's going to push up the ramp. Well, I don't know what that was.
I mean, the thing is, Bunny is now starting his 2-2. So regardless of how this goes, even if Real does insurmountable amounts of damage, if Bunny holds on, Bunny's going to win. That's what it comes down to. Plain and simple. And Vikings looking for some Colossus, but that's not the case. What little resources that exist have been dedicated to these Immortals.
Yeah, and the Ghosts are almost out. Mobius Reactor just finishing now. +2/+2 on the way. Real's pushing up, but he's got no
Look at
chance.
all these force fields.
Some good force fields, and half of Vegabunny's army is just staring at the other half dying.
That's not a lot he could do, but he did pick them up. I mean, all he's losing here is supply depots, though, and that's really whatever.
Yeah, and 70 supply to 141.
But there's ghosts on the field now. We're gonna have.
And there's actually Vikings landing at the expansion of Real. Vegabunny just doing some pretty solid harass, killing off a couple last probes, and this game very much should be Bunny's hands.
This game is revenge for game one. Like, this is why did I lose? Who knows? But you know what? I'm gonna teach you a lesson. This is how Terran plays. Now Ghost on the front line, getting an EMP off, getting most of those sentries. Only one sentry with energy left, and stimmed concussive shells will catch most of this army. And this is going to seal the deal for Real.
There's 4 Immortals there, but it doesn't even matter.